Jamie and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing another tier list ranking videos, which are just some of my favourite videos to do just because they are so fun. So today I'm going to be ranking the relationships in BBC's Ghosts. I was initially going to call this video ranking ghost ships, but that is a completely different video, so we'll stick to the first title that I said. So yeah, before we start, the relationships, the ships I'm going to be looking at are going to be a mix of relationships that we see in the show and also just some like fan favourites. So the categories that we have got is in top place, first place, we've got OTP, one true pairing. The next category we've got is it's good in fanfic, but I'm not really sure it translates very well to the show. The next one is just Besties. Don't really see them being anything more than friends, but they are like a super good pairing. Second one is like not meant to be. There could have been something but it's not going to last. And the last category is no TP. We do not want it. So first of all, we've got Alison and Mike. And obviously for me, I'm going to put them in OTP. I think, yeah, they're just a fantastic couple. I think they're quite a realistic couple as well. And I like how they're not like toxic. Like we see a lot of like sitcom couples are very, very toxic. You know, I hate my wife and oh my god, my husband's like incompetent. It's just not really like, I like to see healthy relationships even though it's still funny. So I think they've done a great job with Alison and Mike. I know there's been quite a lot of Mike slander over, you know, the course of Ghosts from like the fandom and stuff, but I think Mike is excellent. I think they're just perfect together. They have their problems, but they communicate, they work through it, and all is good. I think they're very, very good, very, very strong couple. Next up is Alison and Thomas. Now, this one's a bit complicated for me because I do think the way that Thomas acts in the show is quite, not predatory, but it's a bit like he doesn't take the hint, and it's also kind of like a bit pressuring her. It goes a bit too far. I'd imagine, you know, if he wasn't a ghost and could leave the house, I reckon he probably might even go to like kind of like stalkerish tendencies. Yeah, it's kind of like I don't know, I don't like a lot of the kind of way that he acts. You know, literally like saying that he would like murder her so that she can become a ghost. I don't like that. However, they do have like great chemistry when he's not kind of pursuing her. I think they make very, very good friends. So initially I was going to put them in the Besties category. However, I have seen quite a few interesting fan fictions when I was researching these couples, and I do like some of the ideas that they've got, and I think I've seen a lot of things where it's like, oh, if Mike and Alison break up and Thomas is there to comfort her and it's like a natural thing, not kind of like a forced thing. And I've seen fan fictions as well where it's like his attention goes otherwhere and then Alison gets jealous, and I feel like we kind of got a bit of that in the show as well. I don't think it will ever happen in the show, and I don't think I ever want it to happen in the show. But I think some of the fan fictions are very good, and especially I've seen ones as well where it's like if Alison died, like kind of fan fiction around that, and I think that is very good and very interesting, and I think the character dynamic between those two is very good. So I'm going to put them in good in fanfic because if Mike wasn't there, I would be more up for seeing kind of a growth of the relationship between the two, but I just don't think it works with Mike in the picture because I think he is better for her. So yeah, that's where I'm going to put it. Next is Robin and Mary, and this one is a very easy decision for me. So I absolutely love the pairing of Robin and Mary. I think they are possibly one of the best pairings in the whole show. I think, yeah, it's done very well, and I think obviously the actors really like it as well, and the writers, there've been a lot of Robin and Mary pairings like increasing with the episodes, so they're going to go in Besties for me. They are an incredible pair. They get on well. They are just so silly, but I don't really think it would go further than that. I know they kind of like had that one moment, but for me, I just don't really think they're suited as a couple, just chaotic friends, and I absolutely love that. Next up is Fanny and Humphry. Now, this one's quite difficult for me. I don't think, I've talked about this, I'm not a massive fan of it. I find the relationship a bit a bit gross. However, I'm not going to put it in the bottom category because I think it was just so nice seeing Fanny so like happy and like giddy, excited. like basically just like acting like a teenager. I thought it was so cute, and so there obviously was something there. Whether it was just the excitement of keeping it a secret, I don't know. But I'm going to put it in not meant to be, because it is weird. It's nice to see them happy, but yeah, it's not anything more than that. And now we've got Captain and Havers, and of course it's going to go in OTP. They are just, again, I think actually this is one that the fan fiction has kind of like really built up. Like, he's in one episode, guys. Like, it's just ridiculous. I love it. Unspoken love, possibly unrequited, we don't know. But I think it's more like unspoken love between the two of them. That's how I interpret it. I think it's so... it's just like heartbreaking to watch, and yeah, I just love them. It's so lovely. That's the one again that it has kind of like been built up a lot with fan fiction, and Havers has such a hold on us all. Like I said, he's been in one episode. But yeah, one of the best ships in Ghosts, 100%. Okay, next up is one that I didn't initially think of, but I had people, I think it was in my unpopular opinions video on Ghosts, and it's Captain and Pat. And I'm not really sure. I'm still not really sure. Again, it's not going to be OTP for me. I don't personally ship them, but I understand why people do. They're very similar. I like that bit when they were like fighting about who's like going to take orders. And I think there has been, I've like looked up some fan fiction, and there has been some really, really interesting fan fiction between the two of them. You know, the personalities of them blend quite well, and having kind of like one being kind of like the leader and the other one kind of being, actually they're both leaders in their own right, but like one being strict, one being kind of like a bit more relaxed. I think it is a very interesting couple dynamic that I mean, it's in fan fiction it's done really, really well. So I'm going to put it in good in fan fiction, I think. I think it's between Besties and good in fan fiction, because, yeah, again, I don't think it will ever happen in the show, and I don't think where the characters are on the show it would ever happen. But I think the characteristics of the two go quite well together and make for a very interesting relationship dynamic. So that's where we're at with that one. Okay, so we've got another one that actually happens in the show, which is Pat and Carol. So this is, I think their relationship is very interesting as well, because they both made mistakes, but there was obviously still a deep love there. Obviously, Pat loves Carol, and I don't think she ever didn't love him. In a way, I think the fact that she showed up to his, where he died, like every year, I think that kind of shows that the love is still there. So it's very nice in that sense. However, they just don't really, I don't think they work well as a couple. He was very oblivious to her needs and her wants and didn't really take her into consideration at all, and obviously she cheated on him with his best friend. Just don't get on that well together. But again, I don't think they go into the lowest category either. I think it's just going to have to be not meant to be. I think there may still be that love between them, but I don't think either of them treated the other one very well. So it's going to go in not meant to be. Okay, another one that isn't in the show, but a lot of fans have really like grabbed onto is Thomas and Julian. And again, I never thought it. I don't know whether it's just fan fiction has like distorts my mind, but like I think in the fan fiction it's quite an interesting dynamic again, because Thomas is all about the love. He's all, very loving. It's all about finding his true love, and he doesn't really talk much about sex or anything like that, whereas Julian is the complete opposite. So there's a lot of fan fiction about them kind of like working through that and like having different kind of needs and wants and different attitudes towards relationships, and I think it makes it just makes a very interesting fan fiction. But again, I don't think it's ever going to happen in the show, and I don't think I personally ship them. But again, I think the relationship dynamic is quite interesting. But I just don't know. I don't see it. Again, it's one of those things where it's like in the show, just no. But fan fiction, yeah. So it's going to go in, good in fanfic. Next up is Allison and Kitty, and I mean, this one's Besties for me. I know a lot of people have got the belief that Kitty is like in love with Alison, not just that she wants to be friends with them, but like it is more romantic love. However, and I can understand that. I think that is a very valid opinion, but for me, Kitty is just so childlike and so innocent that I cannot like romantically ship her with anybody. It just feels wrong to me, so it's gonna have to go in Besties. I think they are a very, very good like friendship dynamic, and I think they're lovely together and I love their scenes together, but I just don't see them as anything more than friends. I just don't see Kitty with anybody romantically or anything like that. So yeah, besties. Next up is Thomas and Isabelle. And this one's actually interesting because I don't know where I'm going to put this. Okay, do quite like the relationship between them. I think it's very much, you know, Pride and Prejudice kind of historical period drama relationship that you would have, where they obviously both really, really like each other, but due to like, you know, the conventions of the time, that it has to take it slow. I really feel like the yearning, like passion between them. I don't know how well they would have been as a couple, but I think in a sense they're both like as obsessed with each other, both equally as obsessed with each other. And I like how also as well, Thomas moves on quite quickly from woman to woman, and obviously Isabelle does. Like she moves quite quickly on to Francis. So yeah, I don't know where to put them. I don't think they're like my one true pairing, but I think they might have to go in that category just by like default, because I do like that relationship between them. I just think it would make for a very interesting, like just turn that into like a period drama, like a film. That would be just incredible. I guess it's gonna have to go at the top. I wasn't expecting that. Next up is Francis and Isabelle, and this one is straight away going into no TP. I absolutely hate this relationship. He is the worst. And yeah, and again, I don't really like how quickly she moved on from Thomas, but like, yeah, she was kind of manipulated into think that he hated her or didn't want her. And Francis is the worst, as I said. Okay, next up is Robin and Julian, and again, absolutely love this dynamic between them. I think, you know, having the oldest ghost and the youngest ghost being just so close friends, having, you know, very unique similar interests like chess. I just think that's a wonderful dynamic, and I think the show writers were very, very clever to like include that. I think Robin is just such a fascinating character. So they're going to go in besties. I don't see anything relationship like romantic or anything between them. I think they've just got that mutual respect for each other. And again, like, when they got like scared in the woodworm episode, I think they're just wonderful. I think they're possibly like one of my favourite pairings, but again, not really romantically, I would say. And last but not least is Mary and Kitty. And again, this is going to go in besties. I think I think Mary in a way is the sister that Kitty never had, which I absolutely love. I think Mary is quite childlike as well in some of her actions, obviously not as much as Kitty, and I think they just get on really well. And them playing hide and seek together, it's just so lovely. So yeah, they're going to go in besties. And yeah, they just both have such like a similar outlook on life, and I think that, yeah, I just think they're both wonderful. I think that's everything I've got. However, I've just remembered a few that I've forgotten. So another one that would go into no TP is Fanny and George. Is that her husband's name? They would go in no TP. He's the worst. And yeah, just trying to think anybody else that I've missed. There's probably loads of different pairings that I just haven't even thought of, but I think the ones that I've included that aren't in the show are the ones that I would say are the most popular pairings between the ghosts. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what your thoughts on my rankings are, and yeah, who would you say is your favourite couple in the show, or your favourite ship that I haven't talked about? Yeah, I'd be really interested to hear what you think, and give this video a like if you enjoyed it. It's very much helps the channel, and yeah, subscribe if you want to see more videos to do with ghosts. I should hopefully have some more videos out for you soon. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Happy Valentine's Day, by the way, because hopefully, if I plan this well, this video should be going out around Valentine's Day. Thank you very much for watching. Bye!